Alright, hello everyone and welcome to another stream. So, it's been some time since I last did one of these Blitz sessions. I'm going to do one right now. And yeah, this might be the last one. This might be the last one before for some time now, considering that the league season is going to start soon. It usually starts somewhere mid-September, and I will have way less time for these things. Okay, without further ado, let's find an opponent if it's possible. Okay, we got the opponent. I'll stick with d6 for now. h4. This has not been covered in the course. Maybe I'll have to add it. Okay. Do I go here or not? And it's tempting. Yeah, why not? Here and then and probably d5 because I need the bishop and d6. My opponent's just blitzing out the moves like it's theory. What does my opponent do after this move though? Well, I want to find out, because knight f3 check, and then I'm gonna be able to take e4. Maybe e3 is the... No, e3 is not the better move. So knight f6, what's the point? Knight f3 or what? No, I don't believe this. It's highly unlikely you can ever get a good position with h4, h5. Of course, in Blitz you can play anything, but that is, if I would have to say if it's recommended or not, it's definitely not recommended to play like this. Okay, queen g3 or queen f6, where do I go? Queen g3, bishop e3, bishop d6, trying to go bishop f4. It's kind of tempting, so I'm gonna try. Okay, this move I'm not that big of a fan of. Do I go knight c6 maybe? Knight c6, there is probably knight d5. I'm thinking for way too long, of course. Some things never change. Oh well, let's retreat the queen then. I just want to go bishop g3 and bishop f2 if I can. I'll be surprised. I'll be surprised if this is playable for white, but okay, screw that worse. So, what? Bishop g3, take, and it's nothing. Like d5 hangs in the end. Oh my. If I just go here, then my opponent can probably take. Okay, then I'm gonna take this one, just keep it as simple as possible. These bishops control all the squares, and the position is objectively extremely good for me. However, I'll probably lose the game in time. I'll actually go here. I don't care about the pawn, I'll just castle and try to exploit the opening of the b file for my own pieces, considering that I don't see any way to activate this rook for a long time. Actually, there is a way like this. Let's go here. I think it was much better to go bishop e2, bishop d2, bishop e1. Smart guy, no rage quitting? I can't promise that, but even last time it was not rage quitting, it was just quitting to avoid negative emotions, if that makes sense. Maybe it doesn't. It wasn't really rage, but it was... yeah, I didn't feel like playing. Hope you're doing well, smart guy. I'm trying to exploit bishop c6 rook b1 fact. I'm just playing against this rook because it's out of play for the from like move 5, c4 or a4. I'm gonna go a6. Can count on that. 6. I think I can pre-move this. So okay, then I'm just gonna take. Let's go here. I still have these ideas. Okay, now I'm gonna go here. Still, this rook, whether it's on g1 or not, it's black is completely, white is completely paralyzed. I'm gonna exchange some stuff now. And considering that my games can never go without a time scramble or a mess because I'm so slow, there will be a mess here as well. Okay, let's take. No, I don't know. Oh, why did I give up pawn? There was zero need for this. Anyway. Oh, I'm doing this in a very sloppy way, but it should still be. I should still be in time. He can take the rook if he wants to, but he doesn't, of course. Now it's finally checkmate. Okay, I can't really say that the first game was very instructive, but h4 is not covered in the course, so maybe I should add it. Yeah, e3 was good. I mean, it makes sense considering, like, if the pawn was on h2, there would at least be less weaknesses. And here, yeah, knight e4. I have a feeling I did something wrong somewhere. Yeah, queen g4 apparently. Hello to Infinite Knight. Hey, know you played Nakamura in Bullet during Bullet Brawl? Yeah, many times. with exceptionally bad results. But that's not a surprise considering he is extremely good in Bullet. Yeah, bishop g3, this was good because now the rook was, yeah. And knight d7 was better. Yeah, maybe knight d7 because then this is not even possible, right? Yeah. But even knight c6, I mean, here I thought the only move was bishop d2 actually, and like take, go here. And then I thought at least king f2 and, yeah. But okay, I can probably just take this pawn and push the a pawn down the board. And yeah, here after rook b8, I think it's more or less game over. Okay. Hello to Tatar CHN. Hello to Adrian and Smart Guy. Yeah, my bishops were in a good shape in this game, but okay, it helps when the opponent plays like h4, h5. Okay, let's go d4. I'm not gonna go d4. Let's play a French. Let's play which French? Knight c3 French. Let's take. This is the Reti report line. He's playing this sometimes. Then you go bishop d3, queen d2, knight g2, and you try to long castle. Try to long castle at some point. Okay, bishop g4 is not really a good move, I think, in this structure. The problem with it, as far as I remember, is that it gives this attacking plan, gives me the option of going for this attacking plan very quickly. Okay, knight f4 looks logical. Okay, take this. If hg, then I'm gonna start attacking at fg. I mean, then I would go rook e1, and this file looks nasty. Okay, h4, I guess. Knight h5, I can take this one. So I guess g4 now. And I think my king is in a much better spot than my opponent's king. f4 is tempting because f6 can never be good. Let's go f4. I mean, this, I'm just playing this for instinct, but if this is good for black, then I don't know. Okay, let's go king away. b4 maybe helps black, but I don't believe it, honestly. Okay, how do I open up the position? Take and h5, take and g5. Yeah, maybe just rook e1. The rook in d1 has no purpose. Now maybe h5. Or rook e7 first? No, rook e7 first is no good. Why am I making a mess out of this? Okay, let's reroute the knight to a better square first. f6 I still don't believe in. Can also maybe go f5 and knight f4, but it's probably not so good. Yeah, knight c4, logical. Let's go here. He says he looks serious and also strong. Yeah, I've heard that from my Twitch chat, that Nakamura said that my profile picture on Chess.com is too serious. Which I said is fair, compared to his, really? How can this work? Like now even the knight is coming. I'd be very surprised if I don't win this game in 5 moves now. Yeah, and I basically said, yeah, Nakamura's Santa Claus hat is definitely less serious than my profile picture, that's for sure. Okay, queen a5, queen b4 is the idea. So, how do I go for checkmate now? Knight h5, probably, right? Knight h5, and then I have this one. And queen g7 is otherwise not defendable as far as I can see. Knight d2, I just go to a1. Knight a3, I take. Yeah, this line in the exchange can be dangerous if black doesn't know what they're doing. Definitely. I mean, when I was young, I was playing French exclusively with black, and I was getting into trouble sometimes against my main rival in junior category. Because here the position is already very good. I probably messed it up a bit somewhere. That's a 4. This can actually work. Okay, the engines always make you look like a beginner. Knight f8. Okay, nothing new there. Rook e1 was maybe not precise. The engine wants to go f5, but for me it's more logical. This knight on c3 has 0 purpose. For me it was way more logical to reroute it to g3 first. But apparently, I still don't understand. The engine is giving me, yeah, take. Queen e3 is the reason. What was the right move then? f5? I was looking at f5. This I didn't see. f6, wow. f6, and no matter what he takes with, there is this. Okay, this is a beautiful point. Not gonna lie, this is a beautiful point because I was looking at some stuff like queen h3, but then there is f6 or rook h3, and there would still be like take like this. But yeah, f6 is a masterpiece. Okay, applause to the engine. Hello to Alimos, long time no see, glad to see you streaming. Yeah, I have some time now, so why not? Let's play one more game. Not one more, but I'll play a lot more, but for not one more. Thus far the opponents have been helpful with their openings. Okay, let's play e4. Let's play the b3 French. My bat line. Now you don't do this one, but you go castles instead. And now after this, you go take. How is this line going now? I think it was takes, knight e5. There's also g takes, but I don't think that's too good. Yeah, knight e5, if I remember correctly, was the right move here. And then there was some line like this where this didn't work for black, I think. I vaguely remember this theory, but don't hold me to that. I may have messed up something. I guess now I should take. So now my opponent is saying that after takes I have nothing, and that he's just gonna develop all of his pieces there. I'm not sure if I should believe that or not, but let's go queen e5. That way I'm preventing castles, and g7 will be hanging. My opponent should probably take here, or maybe f6 is also good. Now I'll give a check to provoke g6 as well, and then should reroute the queen somewhere. But where? That's the question. Maybe h4. Maybe I got myself into some trouble. Yeah, I probably misremembered the theories somewhere there. Because now I really hate my position. This whole line is not like it doesn't remind. It's not reminiscent of any like known French structure. It's just a head versus head fight usually. Yeah, both kings are relatively weak. Do I go d4? No, I don't go d4. That's for sure. Let's go c3 then, just to make my king a bit safer, if I can call it safer. Now I'll use the chance to go b5 and bishop c4. This looks like it could help my king safety. Okay, nothing new in the chat. Then I'll focus more on the game. Here there might be no rook a4 doesn't work. Then I can take e6. Now he wants to do that, probably. Let's go queen g3 and I'll try to push my own pawn down the board. Rook a4, now I'll go d3, I don't think that's a problem. Now I want to push the pawn down the board. Okay, now what? Bishop b3 maybe? Or just take and h5? What do I do? Chat, help me. Okay, I'll go h5 immediately, sacrifice some stuff, which I'm not sure is wise. Bishop c4, I'll include hg, and then hopefully my opponent's king is quite weak. So that's why my opponent didn't even take. Can I go some queen g4? I don't know, let's see. Rook c4, I can include this one. Bishop c4, I guess I can take or something like this. Okay, I'll take. Now with the d file open, maybe this rook is going to be a problem for my opponent. Okay, let's slowly try to do something now. Of course, my time usage has been extremely poor. So what else is new? Okay, let's go here. Now I want to go d6. Can I go d6? Probably not quite. Great. Now I'll definitely go d6. I should not have, but now it feels like my opponent is a bit paralyzed, so I can definitely try to exploit that. Maybe he checkmated himself. That would be a nice surprise. Okay. Very sloppy game. I'll need to see this theory. Beefy French is like anti-theory. No, it's a rare sideline. Of course, black is totally fine, but I've used it to win some games. So it's like if black doesn't know what they're doing, for example, if black doesn't know what they're doing, they can end up in trouble quite quickly. If you check my games in the database, I won some very nice games with white. So 94. Ah, yes, it was king b1 first, I think. And then bishop a3, you don't have to trade, you can go bishop a1, that helps. Yeah, and here it was probably fine, yeah. What I was remembering was completely wrong, because I'm supposed to have the king on b1 already. Okay. I was supposed to take... And here I was just completely suffering. Like queen b4 is the easy way, but this is like complicated. But it gave me some chances at some point. Okay, 4 was actually good, surprisingly. Maybe my opponent was playing a bit too much for time. Queen g6 I was not supposed to allow, yeah, that's why the king was better in c1. But even here after g4, rook d5 was wrong. Yeah, and here my like, he cannot really hold the blockade because these two pawns are extremely weak. Okay, not my brightest game, but yeah. Crazy game? No, it wasn't really crazy. Let's play a Dutch. Any Dutchman in the chat? Okay, against this one I'll go e6. I was contemplating d5 as well. I'll play this one with bishop b4, considering my opponent is allowing me to do that. Let's go h6. Now they usually take here, but so this is the point. And now if I go back, then e4 is probably coming. Bishop a6. Yeah, so I was supposed to play something else here. Probably d5 was right now. I'm no Dutch expert, so I honestly have no idea what was right, what was wrong. But now I'm definitely going to take and go here, because then e4 is not going to come anytime soon. So b6, bishop b2 here, knight e5 looks like a problem, which means I will have to develop the bishop on d7, which is of course more passive, and it was not my original idea. This I'm quite surprised about, I have to say, because now I'll definitely go b5 and start attacking. I can also go d5 to stop this e4 stuff, but I'm not so afraid. I just want to attack, considering my opponent put the king here. No people from the Netherlands. Okay. Knight d2 is probably a good move. Hello to Manu David. Good luck. Yeah, I don't really care about the results, but thanks. If I go d5 to defend this, there will be a problem with the knight coming to c5. Still, I don't see any better options at this point, so I'll just go here, put the bishop on e8 and try to attack still. Maybe I was supposed to go b4 and knight b4, but I want to somehow take with the pawn. B takes. Something smells wrong with this, but it's hard to prove. I'll go bishop f7 just to make sure there are no entry squares here for my opponent. Yeah, of course I blundered some nonsense. So what else is new? Queen c3. Queen c5, so I guess 2 2. At least I'll try to leave the bishop here. In there I'll go kind of. Let's put the king away. Now, I've seen the queen trade being possible, but I'll try to play for knight c4 and some counterplay there. It probably doesn't really exist, but yeah, I can at least try to make something work. Let's go here. Try to go rook a2. I know this hangs, but what choice do I have at this point? Yeah, this is the first game I'm going to lose, and it's probably fully deserved. I didn't play well out of the opening. Serves me right for playing the Dutch. Okay, let's go here. Probably they'll take. Or repeat once and then take, and then rook c3. That position should be winning. Let's go here, and then here. I do have some chances though. This doesn't work for white as far as I can see, because I'll have to pass pawns. No matter if he moves the king or takes the rook, both the a pawn and the f or e pawn, they're going to be very, very fast here. Okay, I didn't deserve to win that game, but what can you do? Nice save, yeah, thanks. Thanks, Evolve. What a swindle. Yeah, what have I done wrong in the opening? This queen d3, yeah, d5. I mean, I don't know the line, but d5 has to be played. Okay, h6. I thought that I will be in time here with some bishop e7 and d5, play for the bishop pair, but e4 comes too quick. Sorry, e4 comes too quickly. Oh, king d8. Don't you love the engines? King d8, rook g1. Those are the moves everyone would play, right? Knight c6, b6. I discarded that due to this. Apparently engine says it's not only fine, but I'm better. Queen d4, queen a8, no worries. Yeah, d6 was very passive. This was never my idea. e5, knight e5, d5, and then rook d7, bishop c6. Okay. Some very, very hard tactics. Yeah, b4 I was supposed to play immediately to gain some time. A before knight b4, threatening knight a2. Yeah, bishop f7 was just a blunder, of course. Even without that, it was very hard already. Yeah, this endgame has to be lost somehow, but yeah, not with rook e4, that's for sure. Maybe it was even a mouselet, maybe rook f4 was intended. Bravo, maestro, hvala. Nice move at the end. Yeah, I got lucky. Let's play against Philidor. Croatia against Greece. The old derby. Knight d7, castle. Yeah, let's go bishop b7, a5. Go h5 here. This setup is not dangerous. Like, theoretically speaking, black is always more than fine here. Black is always more than fine, but of course, it's still a fighting position. There are some ideas even like this at some point. And of course, black has his own ideas with b4. Usually, we try to go rook 8, bishop f8 first, and then b4, ed4, c5, and this is the target. It's all written in the chessable course. Use the chessable command, so You'll see. My opponent missed rook e6 followed by rook a6. Ah, and then a4 falls. Yeah, possibly. I mean, I was surely that lost in many different ways. Yeah, b4, this is a very typical plan for these structures, because then there's no more b4. But it also gives up this square, which I might reroute my knight to. I can't do it yet because of takes and b6 hanging, but maybe I'll be able to do it in some time. Queen c7 first for that reason. Now my opponent wants to go here. Now we need to be clever and find a good way to deal with this. Maybe I did something wrong. Doesn't feel right. Okay, I'll go g6. It looks like an ugly move, but at least I might be able to take and go here. Okay, now he's really tempting me to go for this. Bishop h6 is also possible. Just 1 second. I'm thinking for way too long. Yeah, fine. And it just goes back. Okay, then I achieved what I wanted. A before rook a1, knight d2 doesn't work. Okay, I still want his queen on the a1 square because I think it's not very useful there. And I'm gonna go here with the bishop. My time usage is probably going to cost me this game, but we've already seen worse things than that happening. Let's go here. I want to go g5, but I'm not sure if it's right. Still, can't think. Maybe I was supposed to take this with the rook. Where did I go? E3, I guess. Let's go here. I want to take and rook d1 now, probably. I guess I'll pre-move this. Position is looking better and better after every move. So there has to be some win. Knight g4 or what? That doesn't work for black, for white, that's for sure. Okay, I'm happy with this one. But okay, it's all because of the course. Like when they go for this f4 plan, this is never like black is always at least fine or even preferable in this moment. Probably did something wrong here. No, g6 was right even. No, maybe I played a pretty good game. And g5 was wrong. Yeah. Rook a8 and queen e7. Like, just not be afraid of g5. Yeah, when I played g5 it was probably not as trivial. Every move here is a mistake though, but still black always has the upper hand. Knight g4 was quite strong. Okay, let's play one more. Hello to Arsenal fan Reti. I don't know if you unfollowed or not. The winner against me. I'm always on the white side, on the black side of these positions. Which one do I go for? Yeah, let's just go e4. And play this all line. Queen c7. Let's go bishop b5. Castle. Nesmeda says go be at Greca. Well played. Yeah, you can't lose to Greece, right? I had my share of experiences losing to Greek players. Probably by mistake. Oh, don't worry about that. So usually when they go knight a5 you go back, and then later try to go bishop a3. You don't want to trade these two bishops. So bishop a3, immediately there's b6. Okay, let's play that old plan with h3, knight h2, queen g4. I've seen several times. I guess it's kind of hard to decide on long castles, but as soon as I said that, my opponent blitzes it out. Like I was thinking there's something, but maybe he's just holding all the squares, and I'm not supposed to be taking this stuff. Oh, fine, then I'll reroute this knight. This is my worst place piece. I just want to bring it to h5. Yeah, okay, now he stopped that one, but there could still be some problems with the position, I guess. I'll go here. Bishop h6 is of course dangerous, but it was not my idea to take that one. Let's go king h2. Maybe I just want to bring the rook to g3. Should have done it last move though, because now there's rook g5. Because rook g6 though. Okay, now I guess I can take. My opponent's playing very quickly. Don't think that's the right strategy here. He should just beat me on the position. He played really well. Yeah, he's a very strong player. I've played a very interesting game against him in the Spanish league earlier in the year. Let's go here. That one ended in a draw. A classical game, I mean, of course. There. No, don't blunder. Don't blunder anything. My strategy is now just to push this pawn down the board, basically. Now I can go there, I guess. Yeah, f4, why not? H5 next. At some point he needs to open somewhere. Like knight e3, I'm not that concerned after king g1. I don't see where he's going to break through on this side. I don't know, c4 is like okay, king g1. This is what I have in mind. Now I don't know what where the rook's gonna go. I don't know why not c4. They go g6 maybe? Feels right to go g6. g7, queen c3. Nah. Why does my opponent have counterplay here? He's not supposed to be having it. And now I'll probably lose this game on time because I was calculating the win, which didn't exist. Oh well. Supposed to play 5 though. But okay, who cares about the result anyway? Remove this one probably. Yeah, I guess the position was too bad. But come on, you don't play the Vinegar against me. I'm playing the Vinegar for black for like since I was 6 years old. Playing the Vinegar against me with black is not the wisest choice, even though I haven't played it in the best way. Like, it was still good, I think. But I made such a mess out of this. There's queen e5, and my opponent was expecting cd4, bishop e8, and here I'm even lost. I have no idea what I was thinking there. G7, queen c3, rook f1, and then queen d3, queen d2. What then? Sorry, wrong game. G7. G7 I thought was lost. Like G7. No, queen e5 there's after G7. There's also queen c3, rook f1. This one I was also not sure. Here, king h1 here. Ah, there's queen g4. Because I even saw this. Didn't seem that clear because there's checkmate. But there is queen g4, which I didn't see. But of course there is this one as well, and that's a little bit bigger problem than that. Okay, let's play more, I guess. Yeah, I didn't see queen e5 at first at all. So it's like... Yeah, seriously. The Vinegar I've been playing, like, the French has been my first love for many, many years. And I only gave it up in 2024. Because they've started preparing way too much. This is still in the course, by the way, so that's why I'm not commenting on the opening. If you're curious, just use the chessable command, it will lead you there. This position I feel like I've already had once or twice. What was the move? Knight c5 or rook c8? Rook c8 I think was the move. Just passive, but... And here it was take, right? Something like this, I don't really remember. Maybe queen e6 was better. Because of this reason. Oh, how bad can it be? I'll still go here, queen e6 max move. Just, this knight is relatively restricted. These positions are good. That's why the setup against c4 in the English systems, d6 is very efficient. It has always been. I learned chess at 7. Yeah. There is no like average age where like it's just independent. Like it's just not independent, but individual. When somebody starts playing. We go knight c5 or rook b8. Those are the two candidate moves. Rook b8. I mean, this will hang, so I like both of those moves, but this rook on b7 is a relatively active piece. I want to get rid of that one if I can. Yeah, a small problem is that I cannot really get rid of this. Maybe knight e5 is a good move. I have a feeling I'll blunder some tactics at some point in this game. Would help to speed up though. You learn chess at 26. Okay. Yeah, it's just possible to learn at any age, basically. I guess I have to take now. Knight c4, there is queen c6. It's not ideal. go back then. C4 now hangs from the queen. This bishop is stupid, but white pieces are more active. Other pieces. I actually have quite a lot of viewers today. That's surprising. Guess there is no one else to watch. Okay, let's go g5 and take here. If I can get rid of this active bishop, then what's left behind is the passive bishop on g2. That feels like the right approach. Still, this knight is not ideally placed. Yeah, let's go rook f7. And I'm allowing rook d8 if he wants it, but when I go king g7, I don't think it's a problem, honestly. The knight covers the 8th rank. Oh. Okay. Why is this a problem? Rook d7 is not possible, but... let's go rook c7 then. King up. Like if anyone's better, it should be me, I guess. I'm not sure about bishop h3, looks like a waste of time. Oh no, I cannot go there. This is such an unnecessary loss. A great position in that game. Yeah, so it's really not necessary. But my time usage has to cost me at some point. It was not rook c8, queen h5. Maybe I mixed the position as well. Yeah, queen e6 obviously, not queen e7. Why queen e7? Okay, I put the queen on e6 anyway last time. I still had a good position. Now I was just supposed to take on b7, take on c4. I didn't see after rook d6, I didn't see that c1 was hanging. a4 was hanging, but c1 was also hanging, which I forgot about. Still, I was fine here, surely. I just need to go to f8 now. Okay. No, it was not clearly better when he played e3. At this point, it was okay, maybe rook b8, queen a7, but it's hard. Okay, I don't believe this. But before, I was supposed to do something else. Okay, let's play one more. Hopefully he plays the French again. Now I'll transpose to the course with d3 from white side. Is this theory? I mean, I don't believe in this for black at all, but maybe it's playable. And what, now queen d3 or what? Taylor is good in tactical play though. Hello to McLaren. The stream volume is really quiet. Is it better now, maybe? The Jababa London, which had no name that I'm aware of back then, was my first real opening I learned in 1982 on a board game chess challenger. Oh. Okay, that's a fun story. Something tells me that I should not open up, but I don't see why not to open up. there are many good moves in this position. Yeah, I'll just try to play something simple and go here, take with the queen, play 3 and then long castle, and hopefully this center will give me some good things in the future. Yeah, it must maybe label as Verisov, but maybe not even as Verisov at that point. In 1982, it probably had no name. Back in the days, there were, yeah, the openings didn't really have names. The rare openings, at least. Okay, now this knight is here to stay. Let's go back, I guess. I want c4, d5 if I can get it. That would be really nice. That's why my opponent is doing everything possible not to let me. Okay, I'll take now, I guess. Or, oh, this is not legal. It's a problem. Okay, let's see. I have a problem with the king now because I don't know where to castle, but still, my opponent has another problem. He's 2 pawns down. So let's see what's more important. Yeah, I'm sorry if the mic is, if the volume is silent. I probably need to switch it in settings, but I'll do it at some other time. If we go here, knight d5, maybe a problem. Knight d4? No, then knight d2. Yeah, well, let's go here anyway. And now I need a good move. And this is a problem though. I messed this up. Probably big time. Let's just make some move then. I don't know if I'm less happy with the position or with the time. Yeah, don't worry. I mean, there's not much I can do. I'm doing this for fun anyway. You know that I'm not streaming often. Just doing it sometimes for fun, that's all. Rook d8, maybe I can take, or long castles. I guess I can take this. With bishop d6 next. There's maybe knight b4. I wanted to go knight d4, but there is a big problem there. Then I have to go to d2. Now it will just be a wild time scramble. I cannot go anywhere with this rook, come on. Yeah, I would rather lose this game on time now. The players are faster than me on chess.com usually. Okay. Somehow I won a game on time. There's the first thing for everything in these streams, I guess. I mean, I was winning out to the opening, but then it was... Bishop d2, it was surely not critical, but... I'm curious what I did wrong here, because I had to have a great position. Just bishop d6. I did think about this, like knight d6, c d6. I wasn't sure, because if I long castle, that's very dangerous. Knight d4, yeah, like long castles, but I mean, I'm no engine. Then I played this bishop d3, b5. Knight b4, rook a4, I haven't seen at all. After long castles, I should also long castle. Yeah. How can I go knight d4? Ah, knight d2. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. I thought, yeah, okay. Never mind. Vicky says that Above London was first played in 1982 by James Mason. Possibly. I don't know. I want to play a different opponent now. I've played against the other 4 games, and I want some other openings, some other opponents. Let's play the Fincado King's Indian first start. Bishop f5, all in the course. Knight e4. Yeah, queen b3 is not precise because then you immediately get in this. Bishop e4, then you parry this bishop, and you can freely develop the Nimzo style play against this. Black is already preferable here. As it's written in the course. Let's go b6 first, no reason not to. Yeah, take now. c5 is good. Now I should play c5 just so that the pawn on c4 is always a problem. Feels like that. I feel like that's important. Yeah, knight e5. And in these positions, black. I should have taken immediately. Why didn't I take? Still, white has a huge problem defending these pawns. He's not defending them. Everything is easier when you know the opening plans well. Okay, now I guess I have to take this one. There is no better move, right? Maybe there is queen e6 or queen e5. Oh, queen e5 I like. Queen e5 I like with queen c3 actually. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Now I'll take. I don't know what's more tempting, e3 or the other one. Yeah, let's just keep it simple. Take this stuff. Defend this maybe. Let's go c4. I'll keep the contact on this rook, that way but I can go here. c3 is even better. I'll go c3, the pawn is not protected, and queen a7 there is c2. Yeah, white shouldn't allow that. Like, many things are better than allowing that. Now what? What's the easiest way to convert this edge? Maybe rook b8. That way I can put this rook into play. Look, the endgame should really be totally winning. I'll get rid of this rook because it's the only active piece my opponent has. Yeah. And then I can just probably freely push the pawns down the board. Actually, I can do c2 immediately. And then bishop b2 is next. Okay. This conversion should not be too hard. But I've screwed worse. So. Yeah, basically whenever they allow this bishop e4, it's like no harm done. Like then the whole reasoning behind the Fianchetto King's Indian is that this bishop becomes strong, but now this one is buried and this one becomes strong here, and also the structure is relatively ruined. Now to b6, black is already preferable. I was supposed to, of course, take on c3, although the engine disagrees completely. Yeah, queen e8, I just like the position with the queenless position, because if the queens get removed, then my pieces are attacking pieces, his pieces are defending pieces. And okay, this was... Yeah. Oh, there's knight e3 and ed5, of course, much better. And there was also knight b2, which I actually saw, but I didn't see the rook hanging. But I can take on d1. Still, even what I played in the game is totally winning, of course, because I'm 3 pawns up. Similar problem with some close Sicilian lines for black as well. Yeah. Even I can win a bishop up in the endgame. Yeah, I mean, I've lost worse. Yeah, you see some Catalan lines where white allows bishop d7, bishop c6. Yeah. I mean, it depends, because black often, in the Catalan lines, black often gives some space, and then you can play for more space even without the bishops. Okay, maybe one more. Maybe this is going to be the last one. I'll play d4 in this one. I'll play this my specialty with f3 against knight f6, b6, because here I just have a feeling you get a very, very pleasant position. It's like a King's Indian, but just better because there's b6 played. Still, the game is far from over, and it's of course stays a fight, but if you have the edge out of the opening, everything is easier. I'll go d5. Now I'll probably reroute this knight here and then go for this plan with c5. Black can of course play f5, f4 and go for the King's Indian attack, but I think I'm faster here. This is a good plan. This plan I like for black with bishop g5 to trade off everything. Okay, let's go rook c1. I'll definitely play for c5, there is no doubt about that. Not because of that, because the bishop is here. The bishop doesn't belong here. It doesn't help with the attack. That's why it's better than the normal kid. Kid is short for King's Indian defense for those who don't know. Okay, I'll go c5 now. Sometimes you know a lot about chess history. I don't know most of these things, so thanks for enlightening us. 1883 London tournament. You're telling me that the London system is older than me. I didn't think so. It was not popular back in the days, though. I'm not sure about the strategy which I'm using now. Maybe I was just supposed to play c6 and play for the more space. But with the knight on c4, I feel like I can also create some problems for my opponent. Can I go b5? It's not really in this structure. Then I'll go a4, a5. Yeah. And then put the knight here. Bishop back. I need to be careful of queen g5, knight h3 stuff, but I think that after I go here, I more or less solved that particular problem. Still, I need to do something with these rooks. I need to go rook c7 at some point. I feel like I've allowed way too much to my opponent. I don't like knight g1, but before I lose on time I have to do something. There's maybe knight h3. Fortunately my opponent is also playing extremely quickly. And knight h3 still exists. Queen e1, knight e4. I think I hold now. I've allowed way too much. I should not have played her cb6, knight b2. That was very slow. That was way too slow. Now even knight g3 is going to become a problem. Yeah, this looks totally lost now for me. Oh well, let's just do something then. Yeah, knight h3, I didn't forget about it, but there wasn't too much I could have done about that anymore. I messed up completely this game. It was so winning, and my opponent was just playing for time, and yeah, I was just lost. Maybe he'll try to be cheeky and then forget about knight g1. It's not forbidden to hope, right? Chess is of course an ancient invention. No, I'll still fight in this position now after this. No, I'll still fight, although I'm lost. More than lost, probably. Yeah, now I've done my fair share of getting out of lost positions. I'm not getting out of this one. But it was very annoying. Yeah, I was losing time reading the chat. But we don't care about the results. Okay, let's win with this 6. This is the last game, by the way. I'll have to go after this game. And don't worry about losing time. Or games, it just doesn't matter really. What matters is how I'll do in classical over the board games. Random blitz games are really not important. I guess I go a6, but bishop b7 or some other move was probably also to be considered. This I cannot believe this is good. If I get rid of this bishop, okay, I'll take. Queen h4 check. I need to break through with f5, but I don't think I can do it yet. Opponent will go for c4. Why are they playing for time so much? Okay, let's go h5. we cannot hit higher levels without playing stronger players. Yeah, okay, I won way more games than I deserved today, so I won't complain. I didn't deserve to win many of the games. Now g5 probably he's supposed to play. Now my idea was to route the knight to that side of the board. b4 c5 is probably right now, something like this. I'll allow c5 now, but can't say I'm convinced. I did something wrong. That's for sure, but I had a great position out of the opening this game as well. How old was I when I got GM? Relatively old. Let's go here. I've seen that h5 hangs. I was 20. I was 21. Looks like nice compensation. I don't know. I don't trust my evaluation anymore. I don't trust myself. But yeah, the good thing is that there is no bishop b5. I mean, there is bishop b5, takes king e3 here, take king f8, but there is rook f1, there is knight f4. And this one I can take, I guess. Now, there is bishop h5, but rook a3 is a huge problem. So. Now I defend everything. This is actually a huge problem. How is my opponent defending the bishop? Oh, to f3 it can go. Maybe let's go here and then rook c2. This looks relatively good. Because also rook b3 later will be... rook b3 is basically mates, and b5 doesn't help. Rook b5 I take, and yeah. I did something wrong in this game, but I got the job done. Yeah, so d5 is wrong in these structures always. You should go rook g1. It's all written in the course, but luck is still fine. cd5. Yeah, bishop b7. But even this was fine. Yeah, this is surely a good position. What have I done wrong actually? Yeah, knight f6. Ah, g5 first. Yeah, to stop that. Makes sense. Yeah, later b4. This surely b4 c5 has to be the right idea. c1 is not so good. How did this work? What am I missing? Rook d7, king f8, a4. That's what I'm missing. Yeah. Well done, engine. Thanks for enlightening me. How the engines always see all of these criminally hard tactics. Anyway, that's it for today from me. I really have to go now. Thanks to everyone who was watching. Thanks to Anjesh. Let me just find someone to raid you to. Just 1 second. Who do I raid you to? Let's raid it to... Oh. Yeah. let's rate it someone I don't know, because I don't see anyone in the live. Yeah. Thanks for enlightening us, Santos, about things about chess and openings I didn't know. Thanks to everyone who was watching. Today I had quite good results. The play itself was like we had ups and downs, but the result was really good. I got some 650-60 rating points, which is of course very good. We'll see how it will go next time. I have no idea when next time will be, but I'll be playing over the board. So thanks again. Bye.